Hey, you guys, and welcome to Nosy Bystanders Live. I'm your host, Chief Nosy Bystander. So, forgive me for being a tad bit, just fix my light, a tad bit late because it's the holiday season. So, the church next door plays their, the holiday music, and it's a whole 3 minute song. So, every day I'm going to be until the holidays are over, until the church takes that music off of rotation. I'm gonna always be here at 6:04 Mountain Standard Time. So, um, we got a lot to talk about today. Now, before we talk about what we're going to talk about, I want to um, I want to preface this by saying we're going to be talking about a lot, and there's so many other stories that I want to get to as well. Um, Shout out to the nosy bystander who sent me a tip. Okay, so before we start to talk about our stories, I want to talk about this story for a second. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up. So, so although we're talking about Chef Gotti today, there's another chef that I had did a little bit of digging into, but I kind of did a full stop and let me explain the story to you and why we're gonna pick back up on this chef. I got his phone number, so so a couple of months back, a couple of months back, a chef by the name of Law Cannon. Okay, he's out of Chicago. He's by the name of Law Cannon. He's a celebrity chef. I had a couple of people reach out to me because they said that he had not fulfilled their services right after paying for some stuff. So I reached out to Chef Cannon on his cell phone, and I reached out to the women who said they organized an event with him. So the one woman, she was able to recover um over $2,000 back from Wells Fargo Bank, which is great, right? Like she was able to get that back, right? And I reached out to Chef Law Cannon because I was like, there's people out here accusing you of not fulfilling your services. So what's up, dude? He explained the situation from his point of view. She explained the situation from her point of view. She ended up getting her money back, I believe. So Chief Nosy Bystander's job is done. Okay. I don't really get in the middle of stuff like that. But I did. I just was like, okay, I'll be a liaison. So I was a liaison and it worked. Turns out, if you just type his name in Twitter, it's a slew of tweets. Okay. It's a slew of tweets about this man not fulfilling his obligation to a service, which is cooking brunches and dinners and all that other stuff for people. So I think I'm going to dig back into Chef Law Cannon because I'm like, I don't think the story, y'all, I don't think the story done. I don't think the story is complete. I don't think the story is complete. So I'll be digging back into him because, like, I don't know. I guess it's just not over with. And I just want to preface that because it seems like Chef Week this week, even though the week is ending. Let's see who's all in the building too before we get started. Hello, Jazzy. Hello, Courtney. Hello, Amber. Hello, Nicole. Oh, it's all cursive. How'd you get it like that? That's fancy. This is from Alyssa says, hey, nosy family. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, y'all. I know half y'all off of work, so happy Friday. Hello, Nikki. Hello, Chocolate Bay. Hello, Brenna Love. Hello, Mary Frances Williams. Hello, Anastasia. Hello, Kamiko. Hello, Pamela. Hello, Kimby. Hello, Cami. Hello, Mod Mode. Mod Mode. What does that stand for? Hello. Hello, Tynesha. Hello, Nisa. Hello, Mimi. Hello, Brown Delight. Hello, Courtney. Hello, Shan. Hello, Pia. Hello, YNV. YNV says, hey, Chief. Hey, Nosy. She said, hey, Nosy Cousins. Okay, she's talking to y'all. This is from Half Crazy. What's up? Hey, AC. Hello, Ariel. Hello, Nicole. There's a lot of Nicoles in here. Y'all know each other. Y'all know each other or something? Because what y'all know that I don't know? What's up, Eb? I got sister named Eb. What's up, Mrs. Shell? What's up? Hello, Reese. Hello, Reese. How you doing today? Hello, Dion. Hello, Lucky Lady. Hello, Phyllis. This is me. I said, what's up, everybody? That's me. Hello, Cammy on the go. Hello, Just Because I Love You. Hello, Lucky Lady. Hello, Bimo Frey. Hello, Hope Yonsei. Am I saying? And I feel like I've said your name before. It's Hope Yonsei, right? Like Beyonce, but Hope Yonsei. Am I saying that correctly? Hope Yonsei. Okay, let's keep going. Hello, Jerica. Hello, Unicorn and Dimples. Hello, Margaret. Hello, Nadira. Hello, Nisa. Hello, Tamiri. Hello, Jessica. All the way from Facebook says, hey, kind of new here. You're kind of new here. Welcome. We love, we absolutely love new people here. We listen. We got no mods here. You can say what you want to say. They say keep it respectful in the comments. We know that's a lie. Now, come on. Let's be for real. As this color people, we know the comment section is where we shine. So do what y'all got to do in the comments because it ain't got nothing to do with me. Okay. The comments is y'all business. What's up, Renee? How you doing today? Hello, Dame Girls. Hello, Petty Betty. Hello, Jacqueline. Hello, Kamika. Hello, Kamika. How you doing today? Hello, Lottie T. Hello, Desiree. I know these long hellos. You're like, Steph, why you guys say hello to everyone? Listen, I say it once, I'll say it again. You guys you comprise up the nosy bystanders. Okay. So we say hello to you because y'all make up this show, right? You guys are the ones to bring us the tea and I just serve it. That's it. And analyze it. That's all I do. Okay. That's all I do. All right. It's so freaking sad. It is. What's up, Tovana? Hello, Joy. Hello, Kershawn. Kershawn says she's not talking to me. Kershawn talking to somebody else. If your name is Cece, Kershawn looking for you. This from Trina says she shine like a diamond. Who? Oh, my lips, y'all. It ain't nothing but this is what I use for chapstick, y'all. Now, most of the nosy bystanders know what I'm about to show, but this is what chapstick is over here. This is chapstick. It's good for the scalp and the lips, okay? And I'm running out. I'm probably gonna go to the hair store and get some more. This is what I use for everything. This is all in one. This is your Murphy's hair grease for women, okay? Not sure if y'all knew that or not. I know I should put some on my knuckles. My hands are ashy. I just washed my hands, but listen, this all in one, baby. This all in one. All right, got to get you. It's coconut oil. Ain't nothing in here but some oil. I'm just saying. You're calling me ghetto. Girl, it's all in one. Ain't nobody told you this. This for your scalp. And it's got the castor oil. It says made with 100% pure castor oil, shea butter, and aloe vera. Okay, I'm just saying. All right. Use it or lose it. I go through one of these about every 6 months. Like, you know how like these will last you forever? These last me 6 months because I use it for everything. I lotion with it. Everything, honey. That jam, okay? So y'all better get hip. Y'all better stop letting those girlies out here selling y'all 25 and 1 hair oil treatments that they be blending up on Instagram. You don't need all that. You need to go back to your basics, get you a jar of this and use it for everything, okay? I'm telling you. Y'all be over here buying 2,000. Like I be seeing y'all photos. Drawers be full of stuff. All you need is this, okay? That's all you need. You don't need to be buying none of that extra stuff. Stop letting those people scam you into buying 25 different oil treatments and what's going to get your hair to grow. You know what makes your hair grow? This. I did a big chop in 2020. You know what I mean? I did a big chop. I cut it all off. This is me in 2020 just using this. That's it. Nothing else. Okay? Stop letting them girls. Okay, this is a 2020 big chop. And if I were to straighten my hair, I got some inches. Stop letting them girls scam y'all into buying shea butter for your hair and all that other stuff. You don't need all that other. You need this. Go back to what your mama was putting on that hot comb. Okay. Okay. So let's start off our show. So first, and timestamp this, somebody please in the comment section, timestamp this at approximately 9:04. So we're going to begin with DJ Twitch. So I want to get started on him first because we were talking about him yesterday and all the weird anomalies. I still got this on the screen. All the weird anomalies that have been going on with his story, right? The fact that his wife came out and did all these pressers. Well, TMZ had reported today that the Los Angeles County people, they said that he had a note, and I'm not going to say the word, but he did have a note with him. So I wanted to get to that note. And let me pull up that TMZ article. One moment. Now, in that note, I'm going to pull this up here and let me share my screen. Okay, here it is. Let me minimize it a little bit. Oh, look, and I got new graphics so you know who we are. That looks so cool. Okay, they work. I might have to squeeze them over a little, but they look great. So nosy bystanders. Okay, so TMZ have reported today that he did leave a note and it only alluded to past challenges. Now, they didn't go into detail, but I wonder what um, his past challenges were. Were they emotional? Were they financial? You understand what I mean? Like, what were the challenges, right? So he did leave one. So a lot of people were speculating yesterday that he didn't have one, but he most certainly does. He most certainly does. He definitely does. um and I wonder what was in it. Now the wife knows what was in it, and maybe that's the main reason why she never said anything about having we were talking about it yesterday, how we said she never talked about him like seeking help or, mental health challenges. She never talked about those things. So I wonder if his letter didn't reference those things either. It only talked about past challenges. Yeah. This from Alyssa said the Daily Mail also reported that too and said there was no argument. Exactly. There was none. There was none. There was none. There was no argument. And we got to go with what we know. So we believe that, right? But what do you mean past challenges? Now, I did see a video yesterday. I did see a video yesterday. Somebody claimed it was one of his last live streams. There's two videos floating around saying this was one of his last live streams via Instagram. One of the videos was talking about what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for? One of the videos that he had did that someone is claiming was his last video, which I don't know if I believe that, but they were also saying that he in the video he was talking about when is enough when it comes to talking about Black Lives Matter. He stated that he had made a post about someone and people were whataboutisming in him in his comment section. And it was very disheartening for him to hear that, because he's basically was saying, you have to talk about this stuff all the time. You can't just whataboutism your way out of it. Basically talking about how police brutality and stuff. Like, you can't just be like, oh, well, what about this story and that story? It's like, yeah, but we're talking about this story. And he sounded like he was incredibly frustrated. Like, he did. He sounded like he was really frustrated. Like, I'm so frustrated. Just let me talk about this. Now, someone did say that him and his wife were advocates. Does anybody know in the comments? Let me know. Did him and his wife ever advocate heavily for against police brutality and all that other stuff? Does anybody know? Hello, Samantha. How you doing today? And anybody else who I missed in the comments, I apologize. Welcome to News by Standards Live. This from Anastasia says that vid was from 2021. Thank you very much for correcting me. Yeah, somebody said it was his last known vid. I didn't believe that. It looked too well coiffed. This from Jazzy says he didn't clarify anything. It doesn't give closure. He was in his last video I saw. He spoke on the strength of Black people and men. Interesting. So I saw that video too. Me too. Trina says maybe he had mental issues. Yeah, he could have. He could have. I just don't know. If he did, why didn't his wife make a statement about that, about the advocacy of mental health? She didn't, which I find, I'm sorry, you guys, I think that's odd that she did not. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if that's something that your husband was struggling with, why is your first statement out to the people not that? Does that make sense? Right? Like, your first statement out was like, he was this great father, and that's all fine and well. But why isn't your first statement out, these are the mental faculties my husband had struggles with? You know? Or am I wrong? 2022. Thank you very much. This is from Teresa says, yes, he did. Thank you very much. This is from Ashley Hill says, past challenges on what he kept quiet about with Ellen. It was eating him alive, or he was from the powerful people. Powerful people. I'm on my conspiracy stuff. Oh, Ashley. This from Samantha says, I love your curls, Chief. Thank you. Rod iron or flexi rods. This is from Tasha, yes, Tasha. Tashi B says, people said he posts money in FTX that cryptocurrency. But sad all around is that no, there's no proof that he had investments in that. That's speculated, but there's no proof of that. So there's no proof of that, unfortunately. This from Bo Dallas says to put awareness out there. I don't know. I think that, in my opinion, I do think that it's very odd and unusual, to say the least. And now that we know that there's a note, right? There's a leftover note. Now that we know that there's a note, it's also very unusual because it's like, what was in it? You know, like what exactly was in it? Um, that's the part that gets me because it's just like, I don't know. Let me get to your comments. You said I watched that video too. Yeah. This is from Carla says, Lord, is she and the children getting any insurance? I don't think so. Not for what he did. This from Jazzy Old Lady said the ex of Ellen passed in a trauma manner also. This must be tearing her apart. Yeah. Yeah, it is. I think it is. This is from Christina. Christina says, there are definitely something more to this. This man seemed very happy and satisfied in his life, and he knew something that was definitely eating him up. Oh, this world. Yeah, right. Because now in the same TMZ article, it says he took an Uber. I don't know if y'all read the full TMZ article. It says here, we're told investigators have determined Twitch took an Uber. He didn't walk. He took an Uber. Like a rich person's walking. Okay, I'm not trying to sound like an elitist. I'm really not. I'm really not trying to sound like an elitist, you guys. I promise. I'm not trying to sound like an elitist. But when I read that, I was like, because that's what I thought. I don't care if it's a mile away. I don't care if it's 80 strokes away. Okay, ain't no rich person walking. Not doing what he was getting ready to do. Okay, he took an Uber. He took an Uber there. He said, can we verify he wrote this? He was the only one in the room. There's no reason to speculate he didn't do what he did. There's no reason to speculate that, right? Because he did it. Yeah, there's no rabbit hole to go down with that. In my opinion. Now, you guys are more than welcome to go down rabbit holes. I would highly discourage that because it doesn't lead anywhere. It really doesn't, except more rabbit holes. I highly encourage you just to go with what you know. And here's my take on it as far as everything that I know. I feel like with the way the wife is pumping out tons of press, I feel like she's trying to get ahead of a story. And I don't know what the story is, but in my personal opinion, I think the wife is trying to get ahead of something. And I don't know what that something is. Does that make sense? It's from Joshua. Joshua says, it seems regular to me. I've known several people who've mentioned being, and they took their, you don't always know. Yeah, no, that could be the case. I'm not saying that he wasn't, you guys. I definitely am saying that you can't get to where he got being happy go lucky. You just can't. There's no there every road has a path, okay? So he didn't get down that road without a pathway there, right? He definitely had a map quest there. So I believe that he was probably suffering from something to get him there. The question is what? Because no one is alluding to his mental health. It's only the people across social media talking about check in on your strong friends. Depression is real, but no one has ever come out and said that. No one has said that. So I wish people would leave that narrative alone. Until his wife and medical examiners, right after they get his like toxicology, be like, oh, he has like lithium in his system, right, which treats stuff like that. Don't say that he had that. Right. I only want to go based off what the wife says. If the wife did not confirm that he was suffering with anything mentally, then I can only assume that he's not. Okay. I can only assume he isn't. So I don't want to say, oh, I just want to go with what his wife is saying as of right now. Does that make sense? Like I'm just trying to be respectful to that manner because I don't want to label him this when he indeed is not that, right? Does that make sense? Okay. I hope I explained that as best as I can. Hope I explained the best way I can. This is from Valerie. Valerie says, he was saying forget the all lives matter stuff and focus on Black Lives Matter, which is odd to me because he had a mixed kids. That's not odd. I don't know what color you are, Valerie, but that is not odd. It's not. Because the all lives portion, that whole movement only was birthed because of Black lives. It was only birthed because of that. So if something is made out of the antithesis of something else, that means it's made out of spite. Does that make sense? It was only made out of spite. It wasn't made because it was something we had to really instill in US values. It was only made because that was made. So there's this movement is a wash. This is a real movement right here. Can you see right here? That's a real movement. But this is not. As Black people, and I don't know what color you are, but as a Black person myself, we have to advocate for that no matter who we're dating. Okay, because our skin tone comes first, regardless of who we're bumping uglies with. Okay, I'm sorry I had to make it sound so graphic, but no matter who we bumping uglies with, this come first. You know what I mean? It has to, because it's what we wear every day that people see first. It's the first thing people see when they see me. They don't see, oh, she's got a degree and she's got this and da da da. They see my skin color first. So I have to advocate for my skin color first. Does that make sense? This from Jazzy Old Lady says, why did she head straight to the police within minutes of him leaving? Why didn't she? Just seems like he spoke on this situation prior. What if I do this? I'm about to do that. What situation? What situation? What do you mean? You said just seems like he spoke on this situation. You mean like he said he used it as a threat, like a tactic? Like, if you don't do something, I'm going to go do this. Do you think that he was like bribing her in some sort of way? Explain a little bit further, please. This from Amber says he had been thinking about it and doing it right before Xmas and his anniversary. I hate to sound mean, but like, I'm gonna keep that thought to myself. I'm gonna keep that thought to myself because y'all don't want to know what I really think. I'm bumping uglies. This one tweet says, did Nosy read the mom's statement? I'm late. No, I didn't see the mom's statement. I don't know what his mother's name is. This is from Just Because says, I think more will come out about why he did it. Me too. Thank you, Cookie Sis. I appreciate that. Do I look like I'm about to go to prom? This from Big Dreamer says, "Dang, Steph, you took it back. Bump it. I had to. So that's what I think. I want to tell you guys what I really think after watching a few of his videos. Okay, so I'm not gonna play the video because I don't have it, but there's a video circulating around on Facebook where he states that, again, we should talk more about Black Lives Matter and all that other stuff, and people should stop whataboutisming me. I don't think he was talking about the comment section. I don't. Now, he makes reference in that video like, and y'all be getting in my comments and talking about, oh, DJ, what about this? And oh, DJ, what about that? And oh, DJ, what about this? And oh, DJ, what about that? And I don't think he was talking about, I'm sorry. I don't think he was talking about his comment section. I think he was talking about his wife and his publicist. Hold on one second, you guys. I gotta pull something up real quick. Sorry, the volume on my echo is really loud. I don't think he was talking about his I don't think he was talking about his comment section. I think he was talking about his wife, and I think he was talking about his publicist. I think anytime a Black person who has money and wealth and power and privilege starts to talk about Black movements and Black suffrage and Black, liberation and uplifting Black people, I feel like come in and tell you, don't do that. Your sponsors aren't going to like that. Don't do that. I feel like that's what was going on in his life. And I think he was having this tug of war with who he is and what he wanted to represent, and the life that we all saw, or y'all saw, because I didn't know who he was, that you guys saw on social media. That whole like bubblegum popcorn life, you know what I mean? Like cute wife, cute kids, dances, music, sugar, lollipops and sugar. I think in my personal opinion, not that I know the man, but in my personal chief nosy bystander opinion, I think that he was having a real struggle with his self identity and wanting to be like this whole pro black, but really go in on it, and his bubblegum popcorn life. And I think they were clashing. And not in the sense of he didn't want to do it, in the sense of every time he tried to do it, he was getting a lot of backlash from publicists and PR people and brands and his wife. Does that make sense? That's what I feel like. That's what I feel like. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm going with it. Okay. Let me get some of your comments, you guys. I know I'm missing a lot of your comments. This from Jazzy Old Lady says, yes, for a stance he spoke on, and said, if I leave all my things and take a Uber, I'm going to off. Say, for instance, if he spoke on. Okay, I see what you're trying to say. I do. I do. This from Margaret says, we actually do want to know, but I understand. That's what I believe. I believe that that's my assessment so far. It's not accurate, and it's only been able to be predicated by a few things that I have been watching while going through his social media and through other live streams that he had done that people have screen recorded and things. I get the feeling that he was clashing very hard with his identity in his private life and his identity on social media. I feel like that's where the clash came in. This from Aaliyah says, when people are fed up, they don't care what holiday's coming. That's right. They don't. When you do what he did, you're trying to make a statement. I don't know if people notice that or not. You're trying to make a statement. Most people who do it tell themselves, I'm doing it because no one cares for me, no one loves me, and I'm sad, and all these voices in my head are telling me to do it. But they don't realize on the outward approach, right, outside of their brain, that they're actually making a statement. And you don't quite know what that statement is until you kind of like go through their effects and talk to friends and family, check out their last social media posts, go through their phone or their private messages and be like, oh, this is what they were going through. So this is what they're conveying. And they were fed up. So they did that. Right. So in my personal opinion, I think that here's the thing. When TMZ said that he had a note, he left a note, but it was alluding to past challenges, but it was confusing. According to the detectives and stuff, they said it was confusing. They didn't understand it. The reason why it's confusing, and I'm gonna tell you the only reason why that note is confusing to them, because it has to do with Black stuff. You need someone Black to read it. I bet my bottom dollar that what he was talking about in that note was Black related. I don't know why, but I could feel it in my bones that it was related to Blackness. And it could have been a bunch of gibberish and a bunch of, you know what I mean? It could have been a bunch of gibberish, but I think it was related to like Black suffrage, Black movement, his identity, not being able to voice how he truly felt about being a Black man. I feel like that note is predicated on Blackness, and the people who are reading it aren't Black. So they're like, oh, it's just convoluted. Well, we don't know what it is, but it's not. If we read it, right, it wouldn't be convoluted to us. We're like, oh, that's exactly what he was talking about. But nowhere, right, when TMZ contacted them to get like just highlights of what that note said, because TMZ called because they wanted a picture of the note, to get highlights. They're like, it's confusing. It just alluded to past challenges, but it didn't say anything specific. If it said anything about being depressed, it would have been there, and TMZ would have published it. It's not. It had nothing to do with that. I don't think it had anything to do with his frustrations with his mental health. I think it had to do with his frustrations as a Black man and trying to live this like cookie cutter life that did not fit into the image. When you watch carnage going on the internet all day, and then you get on the internet and talking about, dancing and him and his wife were like the Nutcrackers on Disney Plus, and you talk about that bubblegum stuff. That stuff starts to lose its facade fast as a Black person. I'm telling you, it does. It loses its facade fast. You're like, I don't really care about dance challenges and merch, and I don't care about none of that stuff. I'm watching Black people die. You know what I mean? And you talking about sell another this on HGTV, do another, tap dance, like, do another tap dance. And I think he was getting fed up. That is my opinion. Now, I could be wrong, but based off of what TMZ published about that note, and it didn't allude to anything about, oh, I've been struggling horribly with my mental health. He never said that. He just said past challenges. I think it has to do with his Blackness. That's my personal opinion. Let me get to the comments. That's just my personal opinion. You guys, I'm telling you, this is my personal opinion. You may not agree with it, right? But just hear me out, okay? Wow. Yeah. This is from Mox and Beauty says, I believe you too, Nosy. If you watch the interview on Jennifer Hudson's show, his wife mentioned having more kids, and his response was weird. He don't want to have more biracial kids. You think it was about his kids? I don't think it was about that. But I gotta watch his response. I don't think it was about that, because I think he loved his children, regardless of their little tiny skin tones. You know what I mean? I don't think it was about biracial children, but I'd have to watch the clip to see his response. But yeah, I'll check it out. This is from Reese says, I'm a clinical psychologist, and people decide to they truly believe it's the best thing they can do for everyone. It's not selfish to them. No, it's not selfish to them. I totally agree with that. How the world perceives it as a selfish thing, right? Because they miss them. They're like, oh, how could you take yourself from me, right? So the world perceives it as selfish, but not the person carrying it out. But what the person carrying it out doesn't realize is that they're making a statement. I think that's what a lot of people fail to realize. Like, it's the same thing with self-emolument or self-emotion, right? When Buddhists do it in protest, they're doing it for a reason. So I think that people who do commit it don't realize that they're actually making a really profound statement in the scheme of things, right? It's really up for us to determine what the statement is. This is from Ezrika Crosby says, do you think he was confronted about being so pro and his interracial relationship? I don't think his relationship had anything to do with it. I think that in my personal opinion, I think he wanted to do more as a Black man. And I think that having a publicist and an agent and a manager, right? And you got this cookie cutter image you're trying to sell, it doesn't fit. Why do you think you don't see Beyonce at Black Lives Matter protests? Because Beyonce with her fist up on TV with a face full of makeup, it looks good. Beyonce in the trenches in a protest looks bad, because it's about PR. And if he wanted to do more, especially with the image that him and his wife were building as this like they call it an ad family, right? It doesn't play well. It doesn't play well. Look at Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon. They tried that. You see how that turned out. They were a perfect ad family. I mean, literally in the early mid 2000s, you couldn't get enough of Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon doing all the holiday commercials and couple. They were everywhere. You couldn't escape it. And then what happened? Nick Cannon got woke. Maybe not woke in the sense that most people like, but he did get woke. Okay. And Mariah Carey didn't. She's like, look, I enjoy being a brand. And I make really good money being a brand. And what you're doing doesn't align with me being a brand. So you got to go. That's how it happens, you guys. It's just the name of the game. It's just the name of the game. It's not that Mariah Carey is not a person of color. She is a person of color. But sometimes brands mean more to people than movements. Do you understand what I mean? Brands mean more to people than movements. This is from Trina. Says I watched a video where he and his wife were talking, and she stated she wanted another child, and he didn't look thrilled when she said that. He looked at her like, "Where did that come from?" I'm gonna have to watch that clip. I have to watch that. I have to watch that clip. Honey child, honey child. Yeah, yeah. This is from Reese says, sounds like they wanted him to just stay silent and follow the program they set for him. Precisely. When you're a cash cow, right? You can't just wake up and decide to be a goat. You just gotta be a cow. You just gotta be a cow. And I feel like, and this is again, this is not fact. This is just how I feel based off of the information that I've read. This is how I feel. Okay. I want to make sure that's the disclaimer. This is how Stephanie feels. These are absolutely not facts, but I feel like he was trying to wake up, and he realized he wasn't going to be able to do that. And I feel like he was having this internal struggle, and it could have caused him to be quite depressed. You know what I mean? Watching Black people really put their lives on the line to get messages out, getting arrested in the trenches. You know what I mean? And he's knowing that he has a very large platform and what he could do, and he just can't, in the sense that how he wanted to. I feel like that would have been a struggle for him. I feel like that would have been a struggle. I feel like that would have been an immense struggle for him. You say, wait, Beyonce has been to BLM protests. Where? What city? Houston? Because I ain't seen it. Show it to me. This is from is it Quisha? I hope I'm saying that right. Like Keisha, but Quisha says, not you making this a top on your show. What do you mean? This is from said the last show, go watch it. He had just got done telling her how thankful he was for her, and that's what she said to him. It shocked him. He looked stunned after she said it. Go watch it. Okay, well, I can't watch it now because we're in the middle of, I don't know if you guys know this, but this is not pre-recorded. We're in an actual live show, so there's a whole lot I can't do. Like I can't just answer the phone, or answer the door. So we're in this studio where I can't really get up and just go floundering around. Okay, but I appreciate it. If you have the clip, just send it to us. Right, send it to us on Instagram or on Facebook, and yeah, I'll be glad to watch it. But when we have a show that's designated like this, there's not a whole lot I can do about, like, does that make sense? Like I can't go out there opening up my DMs and stuff, like, you guys, there's just certain things we cannot do. But yes, I will. This is from Cookie. Cookie says, I agree with you, but my hypothesis is everything you said, but with his that's what I think his frustration was, his past challenges. He wanted to talk about his truth, in my opinion. Now I could see that too, Cookie. I'm not gonna hold you. I could see that too. Not because of his mannerisms or say what I mean? Not because of his mannerisms or how he ever acted or nothing like that. Nothing like that. I think I can agree with that. I because it could be, right? Listen, people have themselves for less. And that anecdote you made, right? It being about his preference, I can agree with that, because you never know. Some people hide it so long for so many years, and sometimes it just builds up. Does that make sense? Like sometimes I think it just builds up, and it has nothing to do with, because I'm like, oh, because he switched in his hands and how he talked. Nothing like that. I've never seen this man before a day in my life. I think I watched one dance video with him, so I couldn't even try to clock him. But it happens all the time. It does. And so if that is one of his discretions, that's quite sad. And the part that's even sadder about it too is that, like, again, this is hypothesis. If that is the case, right? If that is the case, and he had a partner that he was cheating on his wife with, it's really sad too, because that, like, you take yourself away from your other partner, even though you shouldn't be cheating on your wife. But you know what I mean? Like if he did have a partner outside of his marriage, right? Again, only an anecdote. That's sad for them too. Like this, it's just, oh. It's heartbreaking. There's this incredible podcast. There's this incredible podcast called Ishtown. I'll put the name here. It's a really great. You guys should listen to it. It's like a 10-part series, 10 or 11-part series. It's on all your wherever you can get a podcast. And this guy is closeted, and he had a partner who he had never met. They were gonna meet one day, but they were like they were a couple, but they had not got the chance to meet in person. They actually never saw each other. They were just like internet friends. And when the person was doing the podcast, he reached out to the guy that was his, internet lover. And it was so sad. The guy said, "Can I see a picture of him?" And yeah, so he had never seen him. And the guy was just doing research for a podcast. He was like, "Oh yeah." Yeah, here you go. And shows him a picture of the guy. And you could just hear he's recording the whole thing, so you could hear it pause, and you could just hear you could literally, and just him breathing, you could hear his heart breaking. And it was just like, ooh, sad. Because he kept his secret. He kept his preference a secret. But he didn't online. And online, he had met someone online, but no face or anything. It was just like, I can't remember how it was. I want to say he met him through his like Etsy shop. I can't remember. I have to rewatch the podcast, but he had met him through his Etsy shop, and he was like, had bought some stuff from him because he had needed some things. And then they just built a relationship, but he had never seen his face. And he bought all the stuff that he had bought through like it wasn't a business email, but it was just like a burner email, because he was needing some stuff, because he fixed clocks. So the guy had never seen him, but they had built a really long relationship. Like, they would get on the phone, they would drink wine together, they would talk, they would watch their favorite movies. It was like a really nice relationship, but he had never seen him. So watch this, listen to this. It's a 10-part series. It's so good. It's probably the best. I want to say they won an award because the podcast was just so good. Actually, I might listen to it again, because it's one of those kind. It's one of those kind. But yeah, so back to your comments. I'm sorry, you guys. Back to your where are your comments at? Here we go. Sorry about that. This is from Quisha. You talking to me? She said, "Girl, you put your man as the topic so people can come watch this week gossip." My man? Who's my man? Girl, you in the wrong line. Girl, you in the wrong line. We're gonna get to that story. I know it's you're talking about Chef Gotti. Girl, that is not my man. This is the nosy bystanders. This is the nosy bystanders live. So we do everything in segments. We're gonna get to him in a moment. Okay, so I apologize. I'm sorry, girl. I feel attacked. Girl. Quisha, come on, girl. Show some love. Okay, so let's get to our second story, because Quisha ain't got the time. She not playing with me today. Okay, so Quisha. So let's get to the second half of the story. So there is a internet chef. Take this off here. Hold on one second. So there is an internet chef by the name of Chef Gotti, who has been thoroughly accused by his two daughters, and now a third, for, don't let me finish the sentence, but you guys know. So the daughter had, the mother had went and got some statements, which I cannot show you here. Okay, but they are on our TikTok and our Instagram at Nosy Bystanders, and Chief Nosy Bystander. They're both there, and our Facebook at Nosy Bystanders TV. So I already read out the letter from the report that the mother got in regards to Martell Hare, Chef Gotti. But the daughter has come forward because I know, I'm just saying, Quisha had us shook, honey. So the daughter, the oldest daughter, had come forward and she had posted and now and since deleted, I believe, these two posts. And let me share my screen with you guys here. She had made these two posts on her Facebook page in regards to her little sister. She said, everybody keeps saying, I didn't know he had an oldest daughter. Yeah, I bet y'all didn't know. I was 8. I'm 20 now. Now, after she had made that statement there, she followed up and then made this one, which kind of like threw a lot of people back. She said, y'all ain't saved me when my story came out. So why say something to me now? Because my sister's story, man, that ain't fair. Get the F out of my face. And people are thoroughly livid with her. Now, granted, she is a victim, right? So let's not take that away. She is a victim, okay? But at the same time, right? Those are your sisters. And I understand that people have just got more shares than comments. I don't know if you saw this post, but shout out to Double D Mother for sending it to me. She's got more shares than comments because people were thoroughly disgusted by this statement. Like, those are your sisters, regardless of if no one believed your story in the past, right? This is a chance for you to be able to adjudicate yourself and to get justice for yourself and for your sisters, right? So even if he does not get thoroughly convicted for your case, if he does for your sister's cases, then by just proxy of them being your sisters and him being the person who accosted you, then you would get justice. But it's to me, it's the sheer fact that she even said it, right? Like, well, I'm not gonna get justice, so F them. Girl, you about as good as those people who sweep stuff under the rug. And I understand that, right? Like, you said she's angry. Yeah, she's definitely angry. Um, she's definitely angry, and you can tell she's talking out of anger because imagine going from 8 to 20 and no one believes you, right? That's got to be incredibly difficult. Now, I want to pull up another statement too from the mother. So the not the mother. I want to pull up an. I want to. I want to pull up another statement. Hold on one second. Where is that? I want to pull up a statement that the mother made about. Here it is. I'm going to share my screen. Mm-hmm. Hold on, y'all gonna hear some thuds in a minute. Okay, there we go. So the mother had made a comment in the comment section. Oh, I don't like how big this is because you can't see my logo. I don't like that. Did Quisha leave? Now, Quisha, we talking about your story. I don't know why you gonna leave us, girl. It is. It is. She didn't mean no harm, though, you guys. I know when people mean harm. She didn't mean any harm. She really wanted to hear about the story, and that's what we're talking about it, right? We're delivering it to you first, okay? So I know for a fact, where's she at? I know for a fact that she didn't mean any harm. She probably just really wanted to get to the story. So hopefully she stuck around until we could talk about and discuss. Now, I want to read you the statement from April Locke, who happens to be the relative of Pastor Ken Locke of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, which I didn't even know, honey. I was like, ooh, child. So she had made a comment in his oldest daughter's, or I'm sorry, I think that's someone who's related to the family's comment section. And she said, and I quote, that's what I said. Neither of us were correct because he said he didn't do it. It wasn't until I seen the messages in his phone telling him she wanted it. And his response was, I know you do, baby. But that's why we are in this predicament we are in now. I've been looking for a place to stay. The only reason I'm still in this house is because he left. Does anybody know how long they've been married? Does anybody know how long him and April have been married? Does anyone know top of your head? I mean, I can pull up the marriage license. I don't want to, but I can. Did anybody know? This from Jazzy Old Lady says, Karen, no one is perfect. Oh, that's not for me. Y'all leave her alone. She leave her alone. Leave her alone. Okay. I don't know why she called. I don't know which one she was calling my boyfriend, honey. I don't know which one she was calling my boyfriend, but neither of them. I don't know why she's calling that man my boyfriend, but leave her alone. She was just frustrated because she wanted to hear coverage on the story, which is okay. That's fine. I don't mind it at all. I'm used to the backlash. And also too, she was correct. We were leading that story in a little bit longer. Okay. But so what I obviously they're gonna get justice. Obviously, they're gonna get justice. I don't know where he's at. She said he left the house. I don't know where he is. It looks like he was still. I don't know if he disabled his Facebook, but let's check his Facebook. Hold on. Let me share my screen. Hold on one second. Let me go to Facebook. Okay, hold on. What's his name? Martel. Yeah, here you go. Ooh, no, he didn't, honey. Y'all, he just posted on Facebook. Hold on. Y'all didn't caught me on the humble. Hold on one second, honey. He didn't post it on Facebook. Now, what is this mess? Okay. Okay. So we got action. Let's see what he's got to say. He posted this 5 hours ago, baby. Okay. So he says, I guess I wrote this too, huh? I done I'm done being lied on and talked about on this app. I would have, for my heart is hurt. I've been a father since I was 14. I love my kids more than life itself. They've always been my last breath. My heart is hurting. Y'all, my name, my character, and made me out to be someone I'm not. I just want to close my eyes forever and be with my parents. Oh, so let's read the comments that he put in here, honey. Because what is this? So he shared a post by somebody by the name of It's Just Maya says, y'all want answers, right, Milwaukee? Oh, child, not another city. Let me make it make sense. My name is Chamaya Hare. I lived with my mom for 15 years of my life. 12 of those years I was kept away from my dad. My only way to of direct communication to him was my uncle helping him sneak up to my school, him paying my grandmother to take all the grandkids out just so he could see one of them, which was me. Growing up, I got beat up and kicked and, all that other stuff, until my mom put a permanent fear in me. I have never heard of a child being um, talked about so bad like my dad. Never. My mama stopped talking to her mama. It took my uncle's death for me to even be able to talk to my grandma. I had I had been living in Texas. Wow. I had been living in Texas. Oh gosh, hold on one second, you guys. Oh, there it is. Sorry, I lost my place. And my dad had been getting calls from CPS telling him to get me on the next flight there to pick me up due to my mom harming me. Just so happened we came to Milwaukee for Memorial Day. The same day it had been a coincidence that in the airport I seen my cousin. She made one call and let my dad know that I was in Milwaukee. He came with the police to get me that morning, and from that day we were living happily ever after, but behind closed doors. Y'all don't know my mother. She told me I was to her for talking to him. Wow, her mom sounds like a monster. The day before my dad's grand opening, because again, I don't know if you guys know this, but let me just take a break right here. So if you guys don't know, he has a restaurant kind of kickback joint. I don't know what you call it, but it's like where black people eat gourmet food and kick it. There's hookah, um, a DJ. It's kind of like an after hour joint. Does that make sense? But it's not after hours. It's 9 to like 2 a.m. It's like I don't really know what to call it. I don't really know what to call it, but that's what his daughter's referring to. A lounge, yes. Thank you very much, Nikki. A lounge, yes. Okay, let me continue reading. She said, da, 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 the day before my dad's grand opening, I made a hair appointment and was kidnapped by my mother from it. It took my dad to call the police to get me back, and my dad to get me back. July 3rd, 2022, my dad came home drunk from being out after sitting outside 30 minutes. April, her stepmom says, go make sure your dad is okay because he's been out there a long time. I did what she said. I went to the car to check on him and seeing that he was drinking, I went back and asked her for the keys to get him out. I got them and opened the door and he wouldn't get out. So I sat in the car with him. And after a few minutes, he got up and told me he wanted to talk to me because he was tired of the fact that April was mad that I was treating her kids differently than I was treating my own blood sibling, sitting in the car with nobody on the same seat of the sitting in the car with anybody on the same seat of the door open. um April came out immediately accusing us of doing something we was not doing. She continued with him and leaving her kids around. Y'all not gonna like this. Y'all not gonna like this. You guys are not gonna like this. Y'all not gonna like this. Y'all not gonna like this. I've seen this before. I've seen this before. A friend of I've seen this before. That's what she said. What the daughter said. I've seen it before. I've seen it before. I've seen it before. So the daughter says that she just went outside to go in the car and talk to her dad, right? And her dad was like, "Come on, why are you treating it?" April wants to know why I treat you differently than I treat her kids because you my daughter. Whoop de whoop. April comes out, says, "What y'all doing in the car?" Whoop de whoop. And starts accusing them of doing something nefarious, right? I've actually seen it before. So a friend of mine was engaged and his daughter is 16 or 17 now, but at the time she was about 16. So this was a little over a year ago. And he had called me. This is a private story, so I'm just gonna give y'all the tea. So he called me because the woman he was engaged to kept accusing. Now mind you, he's my friend, but he was also my ex-boyfriend. So I already know that his nature, he's not what she was trying to make him out to be. But his fiance, who he ended up breaking up with, kept accusing him of having a sexual relationship with his daughter. I said, "Your daughter? Why would she do that?" He's like, "I don't know. She sounds twisted and demented." He said, "I've never seen it before. Have you seen something like this before?" I said, "I've never seen anything like that before. That a woman would accuse her fiance of sleeping with his daughter because she's jealous of the daughter." They ended up going to couples therapy, and the therapist even lined it out, says that is, I forget what she called it, but she said that is a stigma of something else. It's like an abandonment issue. So when you see someone that you've latched onto, you'll thoroughly accuse them of things because of abandonment, right? I said, "I know she's not trying to accuse you of something like that." He's like, "I could go to jail if she were to make this claim to somebody in public." I said, "Yeah, you need to break up with her." So I had actually given him advice, like, "You need to leave her because that's sick and twisted." I dated that man for 3 years. Never once did I ever get that inclination, not from his daughter nor from him. So the fact that he was dating this Looney Tune who was accusing him, I thought was odd. Even in the breakup, she would say things like that. And I was like, that's weird. Why would she say that? But some people are really twisted, you guys. You have to understand. Now, this is not to say that he didn't do what he's being accused of. That is not to say that. Okay, I want to make that very clear. But her daughter's story, I've seen it before, and it does happen. Women do get jealous of the relationship fathers have with their daughters. Okay. So we got to make sure both of those are in the works because we can't negate one for the other. You have to make sure both of them are at play and determine where's the evidence lie. Does the evidence lie in the accusations, right? Because he does have a 20-year-old daughter who's also accused him of that. Keep that in mind. He does have a 20-year-old daughter, and he also has another child, also thoroughly accusing him of that. But in this specific, I hate talking about stuff like this because this does require a great deal of analysis, and you have got to remove your emotions before you can talk about a story that's incredibly charging as this one. But it does happen. Some women have this affinity to have their brains go to the deepest depths of debauchery because a man has a very close relationship with his daughter, negating anything inappropriate. It does occur. So we have to make sure that's at play. Okay? Good. So let me get some of your comments because I've seen it before. So I know that it exists, right? Had I not seen it before, I'd be like, oh, he wrote her the statement. That's a lie. We don't know that yet. Now there's more at play. There is more at play. Remember, he does have an older daughter who's also accusing him of doing it when she was 8. Okay, let's make that clear. Okay, so don't be like, oh, Steph, you out here. No, no. Okay, Stephanie, no. But Stephanie is an analyst, so you got to let me analyze. Got you? Good. Okay, let me get some of your comments. This from Jazzy Old Lady says, some girls are infatuated with their fathers. Yeah, some are, but the guy I dated, she was not. His daughter did love her. She was the baby, right? She was 16. She was the baby, and he gave her everything she wanted. But I loved his daughter. I still do. Actually, I still have a relationship with his daughter, and him. But I love his daughter. But I never thought like that because again, I grew up in a healthy household, so my brain would never go there. When we were dating and I saw the relationship he had with his daughter, I never thought anything gross and disgusting. I just thought, man, I love that he has this relationship with his daughter. That's why we all bonded together. Does that make sense? But some people don't. Some people are really some people's brain some people's brains go there but it does happen. So we can't take out what's that mean? What is we can't negate the fact that it's not a possibility. Does that make sense? It does happen, you guys. It does. It does happen. This from Courtney Johnson says, y'all have to go follow the oldest daughter's page in her lives. Yes. So I want to get to those. We cannot get to them tonight because we're running out of time. But I do want to share her page with you guys here because we do have them. We didn't run out of time. I wish Quisha was here earlier because then we would have been able to watch these. She did 2 35-minute live streams. I encourage you guys to go watch them. But tomorrow, we're going to watch them in depth. Okay, we're going to watch these 2 videos. So you got to give me an hour of your time. We're probably going to go live pretty early here on the Nosy Bystander so we can watch them because we're running out of time now. But his daughter's, this page, this is the one whose accusations I actually would probably listen to the most. I feel like the youngest daughters, not to say that I don't believe them, but I feel like younger kids are easily influenced and they can falter in and out. Like, oh, that didn't happen, or yeah, it happened, or no, it didn't happen. I feel like her being the 20-year-old, her being out of the household, her being very firm in what she witnessed and what she experienced, I feel like her account is going to be the most definitive because she doesn't have anyone in the way to get her to recant or take back her own experience. And the fact that she came out the gate swinging, willing to discard her own sisters in order to get her own justice. So because of the way that she is operating, this daughter, the oldest, although it's hyperbolic, although it's dramatic and dramatized, although it's seems selfish, it's real. Her experience is very much real, and there's no one in her way to tell her that she's not allowed to feel that way or to change or take her story back. So this oldest daughter, her story, I would believe a little bit more than I would believe the younger daughters. Not to negate that the younger daughters are probably telling the truth. We don't know. But with the one daughter making the statement and then taking it back, do you understand what I mean? It happens. It happens. Yes. Okay. So let me get some of your comments and then we're going to get out of here. This is from Trina says, yes, makes a lot of sense. It does happen. Yeah. You guys, we live in a real world where everyone has tons of different personalities, but at the end of the day, most of our personalities clash into one another. That's why we always tell people, you remind me of someone. Yeah, because there's not that many different classifications of personalities. I wish people quit saying, I'm so different. No, you're not. There's someone out there just like you. Hell, there's somebody out there who looks like you. Okay. The human genome can only splice itself so much before it starts to replicate itself again. So when I recognize behaviors in one person, and I recognize them in another person, is because it's a pattern. It happens across the board. There are women who will act like that with their partners and their partners' daughters because they can't imagine that their husbands have a great relationship with their kids. They just immediately like, oh, you're doing stuff. It's like, no, I just love my daughter. So it's we have to put that as part of the theory. Okay, we do. We do have to put that up there as part of the theory. Does Was April trying to find a way out of her marriage? Does April have trust issues? Our analysis on Brianna Hampton, Mrs. LaTruth, we were right. You give me this much of somebody's personality, full throttle. I'm going to be able to analyze them to the T. We never lied about Brianna. Yeah, we were right the whole time. Mr. LaTruth, I know you watch our videos. Should have did your interview with me and not Tasha K, even though I don't take interviews. Okay, I don't take or do interviews, but you should have did your interview with me and not Tasha K. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. This from Nikki. Nikki says, "Did anyone say the oldest was lying when she told someone?" I believe so. But again, I have not watched these two videos from the oldest daughter. She did two 35-minute live streams. I have not watched either of them. She starts from beginning to end, according to some people who have DM'd me already, that she had already came out with her statement. So I do truly believe that she's probably going to tell the full story. I don't know. I don't know. This from Trina. So the oldest could be lying. Who knows? It's a mess. There are children who hate their parents. Also take that into an account. Also take that into account. Okay. Also take that into account. It is quite possible. It is. Anything's possible. Nothing is impossible. Okay? Nothing is impossible. Not even time travel. I know. I know an actual physicist and a particle physicist. Nothing is impossible. Okay? Um, yeah. So, we did do the story. It's on our TikTok at Chief Nosy Bystander on TikTok, full as well as on Instagram. But if you want the full story, we have a playlist called That Trial, and you can catch it out there. You guys, that's all I have for you today. It's Friday. Go out and kick it and do some other stuff. I'm your host, Chief Nosy Bystander. This is the Nosy Bystanders Live. We'll be back tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, here at the live show on Facebook and Instagram, Facebook and YouTube. My apologies. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night. And Queema, if you come back, hello and bye-bye.